Hi, my name is Dennis Salami. Welcome again. Today I want us to discuss a very simple thing, especially to those who are writing exams. These things that I want to discuss are so simple and it's easy to neglect, but they are very helpful. When people are busy writing exams, doesn't matter whether it's at school level or people who are writing after hours, those who are working. The demands of an exam writing are the same, and the pressures are equally the same, the tensions also, because always you need to work along your time frames, against time constraints. You have to work against expectations. One of the most taxing expectation is, am I going to make it? Am I going to fail to make it? And those two simple questions can make a very big difference in how we cope or how we fail to cope with an examination. But now, back to the basics. When you write an examination, you are always under pressure. And once you're under pressure, your body conforms to the pressure. Your body changes from the normal setup and it conforms itself, it conditions itself in line with the pressure that you are facing. Now, because people are in a hurry to read passages or texts and memorize them, they don't give their brains, their minds, their bodies time to breathe. And that is one of the problems with people who are taking exams. When you take an exam, always give yourself a break. Normally, you can take a break after every 30 minutes maximum or 20 minutes minimum or any time that you find suitable. But I would discourage reading or studying for 1 hour, 2 hours without taking a breather. And now, as I advocate the question of taking breaks, I also want to indicate that a break needn't be very long. A break could be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, up to 5 minutes. And you could even timetable your breaks that my first break, I will simply take a quick walk around the room. You can walk 3 or 4 times, sit down, continue to read. You can take a break, stretch yourself, walk around outside. It's very good for your mindset, it's very good for your brain, because when you are busy reading, when you are busy studying, oxygen becomes clogged in your brain. It becomes pressed and it doesn't go like normal. It goes under pressure, and this also affects your blood flow. That's why you find that if you don't take a break, more often than not, you'll be fatigued. You find that you are very tired, you lose appetite, you lose focus. Now, it's very simple to take a break. You can take a break by paging through a magazine or a newspaper. Don't read the newspaper, just look at the pictures. Or go to the TV room, watch anything that is happening on your screen very briefly, then you come back. Or you can make a call. You can make a call, a very minor call. And you know what? You are transferring the focal area of pressure from your body to the surrounding, and then you come back a refreshed person. There are people who believe they must take some drinks, some energy drinks when they are busy studying. I don't have a yes or no to that. It depends on how you find it. If it works for you, fine. But I would like to caution against excessive use of things like energy drinks. Because once you use an energy drink, for example, or any drink or anything that you can take that is meant for keeping you awake for a long time, it means that there is something that is pushing your body, your mind to work beyond its normal limits. And you are already taking yourself from your normal situation, from your normal setup to an abnormal setup. So if you are using stimulants, if you are using drugs, whatever you are using, I'm not saying quit, but be cautious. Don't overdo it, because once you overdo it, you are conditioning your body to become reliant on what you are using. And when you are done with the time for examinations, your body will still be looking for more. And my understanding is that once you are beyond that period, you will stop using whatever you are using, whether it's a stimulant, it's a drug, it's an energy substance, energy giving substance, and your body is now craving for more. And you might find that you develop after effects that you were not thinking about. Now, the best thing is to allow your body to work as normal as it is. When you feel tired, it doesn't matter whether you are writing early in the morning and you are now reading through the night. If you get tired, allow your body to rest. That's all. You can only program yourself or work towards waking very early and continue with your reading. Now, another thing, when we are reading, when we are preparing for an examination, please focus on what your body, your mind is able to absorb. For example, if there is a section that all along from the beginning of your course, it was difficult for you to understand, even though you asked for assistance from your fellow students or your tutors. Now, when you are writing examination, don't strain yourself over the same section, because you will be doing harm to your body, the composure of your body and mind. Focus, strengthen the areas that you are very comfortable with, the ones that you understand very quickly or very easily. That will ensure that you don't panic even when you go to examination. Another thing, avoid asking around, looking for ideas on what the paper or the exam will look like, because people whom as you are around will come with different things, and those things could end up offsetting you. Focus on what you know is part of your scope of work, because you are part of the learning program, you're part of the classroom, you're part of the lectures, so you know what you have been going through the whole year. Do only those items for your sake. But if you know that you can absorb pressure, then you can venture into the new things. But what I know is that psychologically, you'll be subjecting yourself to torture. And the brain cells could even erase some of the information that was already stored permanently in your brain, in your memory. Now, I know nowadays it's common to look for past papers on the course that you are doing. If you are fortunate enough to access those papers, I think the better. Work through them. A week before you write, work through those papers, because what those papers are doing, they are narrowing your focus, they are narrowing your expectations, they are narrowing your understanding, your preparation. And what is good about that is because you are looking beyond what your assessors, what your examiners want you to go through. Because even if there's a change of an examiner, the pattern of examination remains more or less the same. Even if there's a change, the change doesn't become so abrupt. Now, when you write examination, when you are preparing for your examination, don't look for new material that you haven't been touching throughout the period. Focus on the books, focus on the study guides, focus on the videos, focus on the whatever you are using, on the material that you are familiar with. Because venturing into new material that you are not familiar with could end up putting you under pressure, putting you under strain. Now focus on the materials that you have been using all along. Let me give you an example. Let's say we are doing electricity in your course, and you are using the book Electricity Matters. And now, because you are now approaching your examinations, you have gone to a resource center or a library, or one of your colleagues has been using a different book. Now, it's not wise to want to go through that book also. Go through the one that you have been using. If you want to add, you'll add from the beginning of the next course. I think for today, that's what I wanted us to look at. If you feel this information or this content that I've been discussing with you is helpful, like this page. But I would also like to encourage you to subscribe, because the two things that you do, the liking and the subscribing, they give me the courage. It's feedback to me. They give me the courage to come on with something new that we can share and better our lives. For now, have a good day.